Hey everybody, welcome back to Piedmont Artist Profiles. This is your host Mick. I've got a couple things to get out of the way before we get started here. This weekend, August 31st, at the Fillmore Underground, you can catch the Lovely Buds as they play with Oogie Wah Wah and Through the Roots. That's going to be an outstanding show, so definitely get out there to the Fillmore Underground and support local reggae and local music. We love the Buds here at the show, and we know you will too. So this episode's a real short one. It's with the guys from Failover Radio. They came down and recounted their story of their trip across the country gathering music for their radio station. And we went on for 3 hours, I think, at the end. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to split them up into pieces, give you a little story at a time, and release them over the next few weeks. So this first one is a little discussion of what Failover Radio is, and then it takes us through, I think, Columbia, Missouri. Speaking of Failover Radio, Derek Schoblum, the founder of Failover Radio, will be performing September 15th at the Fillmore Underground, also another Fillmore Underground show with our friends Gonzo and our friend Fred Heinz with Late Night Special. And I've actually got tickets to give away. So how can you get tickets, you ask? Easy. The first 5 people who leave reviews on the iTunes store for the podcast will get themselves a free ticket. Just DM me and let me know that you left a review. I'll confirm that, and I'll let you know how to get your ticket. And there'll be a couple other ways to win tickets coming up over the next week, so stay tuned to the Facebook page and the website, which is up now. I put a post up on Facebook. You can find that at PiedmontArtistProfiles.com. That's hard to say, Piedmont Artist Profiles, into the mic without getting up plosive. I'll try to avoid it. Anyway, check out our website and stay tuned for more details on how to win more tickets to go to the show. Again, that's September 15th at the Fillmore Underground. That's Derek Schoblum and friends, the wonderfully entertaining Gonzo, and the sultry sounds of Mr. Fred Heinz and Late Night Special. All right, let's start it. Hey, what's up? This is Mick, and you're listening to Piedmont Artist Profiles on Snow Peak Radio.
Yeah.
All the chicken. I can't eat it, motherfucker. 9 hoon.
All right, so Failover Radio boys in the house tonight. Derek, I can't pronounce your last name. I'm not even gonna try it.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself, buddy. It's Schoblum. It's like the J's and H.
Okay, 10-4. And then we got Jesse Ertz in the house. What's going on, Jesse?
What's up, brother, man?
So you were just saying you can't eat chicken. I mean, that's off topic, but what?
Oh, but it's completely on topic, and it develops the whole story. So, a little quick thing. My name is Derek. I can't eat chicken. I'm not allergic to the chicken. No, just the hormones in the chicken.
So the hormones get you.
Yeah, whores get you every time, especially when they moan.
They're dangerous.
But if you go to Germany, the great thing about it is they don't import any American meat, and they have such strict laws over there about the quality of their food product. I can eat chicken in Germany, but all the Chick-fil-A's, everything around here, they say, hey, we're free range, we're grass-fed, it sends me to the hospital every time, bro.
So what you're saying is we're totally fucked as people right now.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a preteen girl, you might start your period sooner, so...
Yay.
Hooray.
We've got
hooray hormones.
Yeah, I won't go too far to the young girl path.
I'm going to throw out one quick random fact here.
Yeah.
It's not random, but it's actually on topic. In order to be labeled as a free-range chicken, they get 1 hour of time outside of their cage out of a 24-hour day. So when you spend that extra few dollars to get free-range chicken in that green package on the shelf, it literally spent 1 hour of its day outside of a cage.
It's like prison chicken.
Yeah, it's pretty much prison. It's felony.
Yeah, that's
chicken.
what the federal government requires you to put to do to the chicken to allow it to be considered free-range.
Just let it out for an hour.
1 hour outside of a cage, one consistent straight hour, and then the other 23 hours a day, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to that chicken.
I think I'm going to keep buying the cheap, fat, juicy stuff.
Yep.
It's going to kill me prematurely, but...
It's the same thing, man. Literally, like...
Is it a felony or a felony? I'll let myself out.
It's a felony. Nice. Oh, shit. I got something for that, too.
Well, there we are.
All right. So, real quick, though, let's hit on what Failover Radio is, man. Explain it here in a nutshell.
So, Failover Radio, we are a free platform to local regional bands, primarily unsigned artists, originating mostly out of Charlotte, though we do extend to Kentucky, the Georgias, and now out to Missouri and the West Coast. But we are an internet-based radio station. We have an HTML player, which means you can play our stream on your desktop, on your mobile device, pretty much anything that has a web browser connection. We're 24/7 ad-free. And like I said, it's a free service. So hear all your favorite bands from around the area that, unless you went out and actually saw their shows, you normally wouldn't have a chance to listen to. So these are a lot of people that started off as great friends of ours, a lot of bands that we have actually played shows with, bands that we go see regularly, as well as bands that we've just picked up on the good grace and good word of mouth from said friends.
Mm-hmm. Everything, I mean, from Fred, what's a Heinz?
Fred Heinz.
Fred Heinz, yeah, for him, all the way across to the one and only Spencer Bloodworth, like all those guys. Those were all original people who were kind enough to just throw the music towards us to allow us to build to what we are now and pretty much make a foundation.
Right.
Yeah, and it's free to put your music on as well, pretty much, as long as it's good quality recordings and it's original music that isn't a cover. It's free to put your music on as much as it is free to listen to.
Yeah, we hold a multi-track standard. We don't allow recordings off your iPhone for obvious reasons. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be record quality. Obviously, that's what we strive for. But yeah, these are a lot of self-mixed albums, because we know a lot of musicians that are audio engineers themselves, all the way to people that have gone and paid good money for a professional studio quality recording. And we're not genre specific. We have everything from the reggae, our sun-dried vibes are on there, Signal Fire, Lovely Buds of Good Nature, to we've got the hard rock crowd. We've got some hip hop in there, a lot of the country now with some of our tour that we just did across the country.
Awesome country. I wish I could remember his name right now, that band.
Alec Davis.
Alec, that's why you're...
Shout out Alec Davis.
Yeah, no, that's some fantastic music there, like, I can honestly say.
Right.
Yeah, the Comancheros as well, out of Missouri, another great band that we happened to pick up with a little bit of the country vibe. Yeah, so we saw Metallica in Atlanta, spent a good bit of time in Athens, for those who don't know, one of the largest music scenes on the East Coast, so absolutely had to make it a stop along our way. So right out of Atlanta, we shot north to Nashville, Tennessee, went through Chattanooga, had the best biscuits and gravy in my life.
God, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't know gravy could have such a heavenly consistency. Like,
it's the sausage they use up there, man.
yeah, there's like a pound of sausage in every plate. Like, oh, amazing stuff. So
Plus, the ride was just beautiful. The lakes that we would see on these bridges and just the landscape going through the southern part of the mountains right there, just gorgeous. If you ever get the chance to see that, you need to see it. It's not that far from here.
Would you go Tail of the Dragon?
We went 25. Is that the highway?
25 or 26. Might have been 26. But no, we did not hit the Tail of the Dragon. But that stretch between Chattanooga and Nashville was one of the most beautiful and scenic of the whole ride, for sure.
It's pretty cool up in there.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to have clear blue skies and sunshine all along the way. So we hung out in Nashville. The humidity, though, was probably the most brutal, even though further on our trip we faced more extreme temperatures heat-wise. The humidity there is what really got us and was probably the most difficult part sweat-wise.
Oh, that was rough. That is a fact. Like, it's literally, imagine if you were riding down the road and a hair dryer that's spraying hot water at you. Like, it was rough.
I bet.
Yeah, it literally felt thick. So we got out of Nashville. We booked it to St. Louis. Actually stayed with a wonderful family friend of Mr. Treson's here. They were kind enough to take us to an amazing casino that was absolutely gorgeous. All-you-can-eat buffet, and gorgeous, not just the architecture, but the people walking around were gorgeous. The food was gorgeous. Everything's gorgeous.
Yeah, that was it was one of those things because we had ate real light all the days leading up and like didn't really eat at Metallic and stuff. And actually the night in between leading up to Nashville, I had found a website that shows you free camping spots all across America. And it's freecampsites.net or something like that.
Right.
And so we started using them, and that's how we'd find where we were going to camp at the next night. You just put where you're going or where you're at or whatever. But so it sent us at this place, and in the description it was like there's a slight hill you got to climb to get in.
Air quote that slight.
Yeah, there was air quotes there. Like, it was not slight at all. Literally, it was like climbing up an 80-degree angle of giant rocks the size of my fist and like bouncing and bobbing. His equipment actually, like all the stuff that he brought with him, actually fell off the back of his bike because it vibrated the bolt out.
Yeah, I lost a bolt on that, so my whole pack went rolling down the hill. And I didn't even realize we got to the top, and I was just so thankful that I didn't drop my bike. And I get up there and I turn around, I'm like, hey, all my possessions are gone.
Damn, dude.
And so it's one of those things, it's late at night, you know you got to set up camp, but at the same time, I know in the morning I'm going to have to try to backpack and like backtrack and find this bolt. And so things are racing, and we're still like kind of unsure. Hey, is this legal? Is this private property? And we know they're supposed to be camping, but we're just gonna take these 2 trees over here and sleep with one eye open, so to speak.
Right.
We actually could hear like howling and other crazy things off in the distance, and even there was these wild bird noises that we couldn't figure out that were like circling the camp, like from where we were at, because we call it a camp, but it was literally just 2 Enos strung to a tree on the side of a road.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
That's what's up. That's the perfect way to travel across the country.
Very much so.
Yeah, that road was not motorcycle friendly at all.
And then, so where'd you guys head after that?
Yeah, that was when we went to St. Louis, and that was beautiful.
Did you meet anybody in St. Louis? Any musicians?
No, that was pretty much eat ourselves into a coma, take a shower, wash
Right.
clothes, and leave. That was pretty much what that was.
Yeah, from St. Louis, we kept kicking westward, so we went into Kansas City, stopped in at Boulevard Brewing. Shout out to our nice friend, Mr. Rick Roth, who
Yeah.
we met out there.
That was a cool guy. To step back though with us, we found Columbia, Missouri.
That was in between.
Yeah, that was in between Kansas City, and we were cruising down 70 and hit I think it's 70. I don't know what interstate it was, but that's where we went to Columbia, Missouri, where I was explaining earlier how we went to the motorcycle shop to point us to the music
Right.
store. Music store is Palin Music, and that's a awesome store, real friendly environment. It was cool. So we got talking with a guy, and he just starts spitting band after band after band after band. Like, I'm trying to write as fast as I possibly
Yeah.
can write as he's shooting these at
Yeah,
us.
Nate, and he happened to be an incredible guitar player himself.
Yeah,
I
Nate
believe
White.
he was from Juilliard
I
educated.
think so. Yeah.
Really?
Either way, guy can play a slide guitar like nobody's business.
That's badass.
And just shred too. He was dirty watching him, but he's real entwined in the music scene in that area. And so as he's spitting off all these bands, like the Comancheros came from there. The sisters were the Bernie sisters. They're these it's like a 12 and a 9-year-old girl who are just killing it. Like,
Yeah, the guitars are bigger than them, and these girls are just singing and playing like no one's business.
harmonies for days.
really?
Like,
Are they sisters or something?
yeah,
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, the Bernie sisters. That's their
yeah.
name. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just a stage name or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
going down. It was Willie Nelson or someone's recording studio that they're going down to in Oklahoma, and they're about to cut their first, or actually their second record. They had done one previously, but this
That's
one I guess
amazing.
was going to be for real.
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually making this one for real. When they get it done, they're shooting it to Fell Over Radio first off. Like, they've sent us messages since we've got back saying they love following our trip and everything. But my point of what I was saying about Palin Music and Mr. Nate White is, as he's talking about all these bands, they start walking through the door. So we're actually getting to meet all these bands that he's talking
really?
about while we're hanging out in this music place and music store. And like, we're talking, instead of having to shoot messages on the internet or something, we actually got to physically meet these people, and like, they could look at our motorcycles sitting outside with all the gear strapped to them and stuff and see how dirty we are. And be like, look, we're seriously doing this for the people, because that's the whole goal of Fair Over Radio, is this is for you.
So how big of a town is Columbia, Missouri?
I mean, it must be decent enough. The roads were big, and they had most popular things that you would find
Yeah.
driving down the main street of Kannapolis or
I would equate it
Concord.
to like Winston-Salem.
Okay.
There you go. That's a good comparison.
It's interesting. Some of those towns have the best scenes where you go to the main cities in some of these states, and it's kind
From
of
what we gathered, the music scene out there was happening, and there was a lot of bands. Blue Jays,
the Blue Jays,
another
they're
great
new.
one that we picked up that are currently already in the radio stream.
Yep, they actually came from there as well. But that's I followed every band that he sent to us. I went and liked their Facebook page just to get a glimpse of them.
Right.
And I mean, it was everything from straight spin in your head death metal, like Death Clock, like just crazy guitar stuff, to like this 12 and 9-year-old girl doing country music. Like, it was such a wide variety.
That's awesome.
It was so cool.
Yeah, there's a wide array of talent in that town, and again, we were very, very fortunate. Just kind of happened to meet the right person at the Harley dealership. Go figure.
That's how it works, man.
And no, that lady, man, she's the one who set all that in motion. That's how that happened. She pretty much launched off this awesome path ahead of us. But yeah, so we ended up leaving there after spending a lot of time. Like, that was a cool experience. We went to Kansas City and did the Boulevard. I didn't realize Boulevard was from there. Like, I had no clue that's where that brewery was.
Really?
And we saw the sign coming in, and I'm just screaming at him driving down the interstate, "We gotta go!"
Yeah, that was a tough night hanging out at Boulevard Brewing, I tell you. A fun fact about that. The only trouble that I kind of ran into was actually at Boulevard. So I had all my gear strapped on the back, and it was mostly bungee cord, ratchet straps, things of that nature. And I had a little toiletry bag that had my deodorant, my toothbrush, all the things, you know, to like at least be semi-fresh. You know, we are on motorcycles, we're stinking. But I had kept my Fitbit in there, and someone actually went through my toiletry bag, stole my Fitbit, and get this, they drank my entire bottle of Pepto-Bismol, but put the empty bottle of Pepto back in the bag and zipped it up.
I mean, dude, you got to give them credit. They didn't litter.
They didn't litter, but, I mean, come on, bro.
That's all they took. It was a Fitbit and
Fitbit and Pepto.
Straight chugged it and threw it back in his bag. Like,
that's the worst possible thing I could ever think of doing is chugging Pepto and not shit for like 3 weeks. You're just like, I can't eat.
Like, I really hope they were in some pain that they needed Pepto that bad.
Oh,
like,
and a Fitbit.
And a Fitbit. Well,
That's so they were actually after the Pepto, and the Fitbit was a bonus.
What dude, even funnier is every time that he's seen Avenged Sevenfold, he's lost his Fitbit. Like, that's twice we've seen him, and twice right after that happens, he loses his Fitbit.
yeah, Avenged opened up for Metallica, and my Fitbit was doomed ever since.
We actually had to leave the city early. A storm was rolling in, like a nasty, nasty storm too, and we hauled up. I don't know. We knocked out like 50, 60 miles, something, blasted out of town, racing the storm pretty much.
All right, thanks for listening. Remember, leave us a review on iTunes. You can win tickets to the Fillmore Underground show September 15th, starring Derek Schoblum and Friends, Gonzo, and Late Night Special. You can give us a review on Facebook for sure. The more that we share this, the more upvotes and whatnot we get in this game, the better off we'll get, the more traffic we'll get, the more help we'll get down the road. The next episode I'm going to do is actually Shinoni Lamar interviewing me, so you can get to know me a little bit and then also kind of hear some of our plans that he's actually in the fold on. So I'll be looking for episode 18 to come out sometime, I would say, in the next couple days. I'm almost done with it. And while you're at it, check out our Facebook page calendar for all the events that we're checking out. It's not a complete thing. It's not a complete list of events. I just don't have the time to do that. If you would like to see a complete list of events, I suggest, I think the guy's DZ's music page. He does, he's got all the local shows on there. So just look up DZ's music on there on the Facebooks and subscribe to that or follow it, man. He'll pump your timeline full of shows. Once again, thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, and be good to each other. Oh, and our thoughts, real quick. Thoughts go out to the people in Houston right now. I went through Katrina a day. My partner in this, he went through Katrina, and his family still lives in New Orleans. And hearts and thoughts with those people in Houston. Houston was actually very good to me during evacuation for Ivan, and then I forget the other hurricane I evacuated to there. Whatever. Houston, good luck. And of course, the surrounding area, Galveston and everything else. Peace.